Welcome to Grider Stadium, Jerry Mathis Field, Tullahoma, Tennessee. Tonight, this Light Tube Sports Network production brings you Tullahoma Wildcat Baseball as the Wildcats host old school rival Franklin County. Now, these two teams no longer district opponents. They're not even in the same classification as Franklin County's Class 4A now, and Tullahoma Class 3A. So this is just personal. We share a city rivalry. We think it's the best that Tullahoma has in any sport is against Franklin County. I'm joined by Ken Keller and Chris Barstad. I'm Scott Chastain. We appreciate you tuning in to the Light Tube Sports Network tonight. And Ken, we're set up for a good battle. Tullahoma has got a pitcher on the mound, Jaron Morris, who has been pitching outstanding for the Wildcats this year. But the offense is going to have to get going. Page shut the Wildcats out in back-to-back games earlier this week, and then Tullahoma won a 1-0 game over Marion County. And in that game, Morris got the win and pitched fantastic. But, Ken, that's one run in 3 games. This Wildcat team is full of seniors, leadership like Brody Melton and Joe Duncan and those guys, and just can't seem to get to hitting the ball.
Well, sometimes it's a little thing. Sometimes, when you're in a slump, offensively you press, you swing at bad pitches. You just got to be plate disciplined. You got to manufacture runs to get maybe a big rally going. But, this is a border war rivalry. It's meant a lot to the Tullahomans and Franklin Countyans when they play each other in baseball, even from the Little League level. It's Little League night out here tonight. And, Scott, I can remember playing these guys all through the years in All-Stars and be very competitive ball games. They grow up and they come to high school. They know who each other are.
Sam Vincent leads off for the Rebels. Vincent, the shortstop, tried to bunt, fouls it away, strike one.
Yeah, Morris was watching him in warm-ups. He's got a quick arm, looked like he can change speeds, and got a nice curveball with a lot of break on it. So number 22 on the mound tonight for the Wildcats, and from what we hear, he's been effective on the mound, or 27, been effective on the mound this year.
So Tullahoma has Jaron Morris on the mound. Colton Emery is the catcher. Wade Collins at first. Evan Tomlin at second. The shortstop is DJ Dillahay. Brody Melton is at third. In left field, Jaden Eggleston. Center field, Joe Duncan. Right field, Reagan Tomlin. As Morris's pitch gets away.
Yeah, Morris behind in the count, so he came high and inside on that bunt attempt, or I don't know if it was self-defense, but a bunt attempt or self-defense on a high inside pitch, but he's missed outside the last couple pitches.
2-1 to count on Sam Vincent. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
A good fastball, blew it by him there. Sam Vincent, when we wrote that name in the scorebook tonight, we remember that he was a teammate of the 1979 national champion Michigan State Spartans along with Magic Johnson. Just kidding.
Morris's pitch swung on and missed. He struck him out. So a strikeout for Jaron Morris of leadoff batter Sam Vincent. One down here in the top of the first. Gage Baker, the center fielder, steps to the plate for the Rebels. Rebels coached by Mike Crosland. Tullahoma, of course, Brian Morris is the head coach.
We got a nice crowd here. Weather's perfect, around 61 degrees here at the first pitch. The lights are already on here at Grider Stadium.
Morris inside, gets the call, strike one.
Boy, did he ever. We'll take that.
That was on the chalk.
Yeah, it was.
We are perfectly 90 degrees in line parallel with the chalk of the right-handed batter's box. There's a high pop Right field, bending foul. Tomlin can't catch up. Nobody could have. Kind of in the gully there, Ken. Had some serious rain here last night, but it's been a nice day, so most of it's dried away. But there is a moist, damp puddle over there behind first base.
Yeah, some scary weather last night. Had tornadoes in Murfreesboro, one up in Manchester area, Chevyville, everywhere around us, but luckily everybody's okay.
Morris, 1-2. Oh, nice bending curveball. I mean, that started out right at the batter over the plate. 2 down here in the top of the first. Nobody on for Gaddis Henley.
Yeah, beautiful pitch there. So the pitch before, Baker was late on the fastball, and the fly ball fouled down the right field line, and then he was just frozen by that beautiful curveball there by the Wildcat sophomore. He's going to be tough for the Wildcats on the mound here in the next couple of years, having a good sophomore season.
A lot of movement there, outside ball 1.
Yeah, starts the number 3 hitter off here with a curveball. This is Gaddis Henley, third baseman. Looks like normally your number 3 hitter that plays third has some pop. I know we've got a third baseman with some pop ourselves.
Pitch is a bit inside, but Henley certainly crowding the plate here against Morris, 2-0. His hands are over the plate. Swung on and missed, strike 1.
Yeah, tell him a defense, medium depth in the outfield. Infielders back on the edge of the dirt on the back of the infield. 2 down here. Top of the first, no score.
Jaron Morris delivers. There's a high pop center field. Duncan gives chase. Joe Duncan got a long way to go. Now Tomlin will gather it in right field as that ball just kept bending. 3 up and 3 down for the Rebels in the top of the first. Tullahoma coming to bat, no score. This is the Light Tube Sports Network.
Never miss your favorite shows again. For an additional $7 a month along with your digital television service, LightTube Cloud DVR lets you record up to 8 programs at the same time, receive 500 gigabytes of cloud storage, and whole home DVR. Call TUA Customer Service to add LightTube Cloud DVR to your digital television service today at 455-4515.
So we move to the bottom of the first inning. Tullahoma and Franklin County scoreless. Wildcats have sort of changed up their batting order, so we'll see how this goes for Coach Morris. DJ Dillahay, the shortstop, will lead it off. DJ had been in the 3rd spot, I think, last time we were here, Ken.
Yes, sir. A couple Wildcats have moved up the batting order for sure.
Which means a couple have moved down.
Yes. Josh Stoltfus, number 16, right-handed pitcher. Tall, lanky righty, looks like he has a good fastball, straight over the top delivery.
There's a grounder to first, bobbled. It's going to be a race to the bag. And I believe Dillahay won it. DJ Dillahay won that race to the bag. As Franklin County's pitcher and first baseman, they kind of slow walked through that thing, Ken.
Yeah, they did. First baseman, did a good job of backhanding the ground ball, kind of sawed off the batter on that.
He needed to just race to the bag.
Yeah, he had him beat to the bag, and he flipped it underhanded, and Dillahay beat it out with his good speed to first there. So, guy scored an infield single because the ball never touched the ground, but I think a mental error there by the first baseman, certainly.
See if Tullahoma can take advantage. Joe Duncan has been moved into the number 2 spot. Duncan will try to move Dillahay along. Here in the bottom of the first, nobody out. Tullahoma runner at first, the leadoff man, DJ Dillahay.
Yeah, represented by good speed in Dillahay, the Wildcat senior.
Throw to first, Dillahay's back. Duncan, then Morris, then Reagan Tomlin for the Wildcats against their old rival, Franklin County. Former District 8 AAA rivals, now just rivals.
Yeah, we've seen Duncan hitting the 8 and 9 hole, I think, the last time we were here, so he's elevated all the way to number 2. So what you want to do is a 2-hitter, good contact hitter, pull the ball when you need to, put the ball in play. Normally the number 2 hitter is a contact hitter. Good contact hitter.
Well, we also have to keep in mind that, Coach Morris is searching. I mean, this offense has just struggled so much.
Yeah, sir.
You got to just flip things around. Duncan may not be a prototypical two-spot guy, but, let's try it, see what happens. Shake things up, score some runs.
Yeah, as you said, just one run in the last 3 games. You got to try something. Well, that's a nice curveball. That thing broke from one side of the plate to the other on the inside corner for a called strike.
2-1 the count on Duncan. And it was 3-1. That's ball 4. So Tullahoma got a little something going here in the bottom of the first, as the first 2 batters have reached base, DJ Dillahay and Joe Duncan. So now Jaron Morris, the pitcher, will step in here, Ken, and he's got a real opportunity to help himself. Just hit the ball on the right side.
Yeah, sure does. And, you talk about early activity. Franklin County already with a pitcher warming up here on the 3rd batter of the baseball game. Pretty early there.
That hole they're giving him between second and first. Mm-hmm. Ground ball there, scores a run as pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count.
So obviously 2 on the first baseman drops back, not holding the runner here. Franklin County just hoping for an out. Tullahoma hoping for runners to advance or even a base hit here.
And as we always talk about, a lot of room behind the catcher here at Grider Stadium, so a pass ball is almost always on advanced base, or a wild pitch is usually advanced bases for the offensive team.
That pitch looked to be about 6 inches outside at least, but it was called strike.
Grounder foul outside of first base into that puddle. That's a wet baseball.
Yeah, Morris late on that pitch. So 0-2. Stolfus way ahead in the count here. He could go off-speed curveball. His curveball's been effective early. But you got to beware when you throw that off-speed pitch of a wild pitch. As Scott said, it's a eternity to the backstop here.
Fouled away again, this time into the football facility. As Franklin County's got a man up in the bullpen already here in the bottom of the first. There's nobody out. Tullahoma has runners at first and second. Jaron Morris at the plate. The count 0-2. Morris going to try to battle back from getting down 0-2. Took a good rip, got a little piece of it. Hangs in there.
Yeah, Morris hanging tough, battling up there. That looked like an off-speed pitch, just got a piece of it. So he remains alive. Does Morris, the number 3 hitter.
The stretch, the look, the delivery. Just missed. 1-2 the count.
A good plate discipline by Morris to lay off that, not offer at it. His back foot dug in on the chalk line, so he's as far back in the box as you can get as a hitter.
The pitch, high pop, out of play. Morris battling in here. And
as the little leaguers scurry out to the parking lot to grab a souvenir, return it to concession. Maybe they still give bubble gum out, but
really?
it was always fun as a youth to chase the balls and grab one of the white pearls and take it to the concession stand.
Well, if they hit one up here in the press box, I'm getting my gum.
There you go.
The pitch, Morris, high pop into right field, bending, caught. Tullahoma will advance. Dillahay from second to third. Right fielder there for Franklin County struggled with that ball in the sun and whatnot, Ken, and almost let it get away from him.
Yeah, he sure did. So that's going to go as a sac fly. Dillahay advances to third. Duncan stays on first. But, when a right-hander hits the ball to right field, that ball's tailing, and it can be a difficult catch, much the same way as a left-handed lefty that hits the ball to left field.
Especially in that right field where the water is.
And that sun, too.
And here's Reagan Tomlin for the Wildcats. He is a lefty. He pops it back this way, out of play.
Had a healthy cut there. Batting cleanup tonight is Tomlin.
1 out, runners on the corners.
Hit a home run Monday night against Page, we're told, by our brethren up here in the press box.
Off-speed pitch. Reagan out in front of it a little bit. 0-2 the count.
Well, we've got some spectators out in right field on a pickup truck out there watching from the field house.
It's football staff. They don't want to pay.
Is it football staff?
They don't want to pay. As the runner goes, Duncan unchallenged. Takes second base as Tomlin strikes out.
Yeah,
2 down for Wildcats.
And good off-speed pitch there by Stolfus there. So, they're 1 out away from getting, but when clutch 2 out hit here by Melton would get 2 runs in.
Brody Melton, the Wildcat third baseman, steps in, the number 5 hitter for the Cats. With 2 down, runners at second and third.
Dangerous
big spot
hitter
for Melton. He's the guy you want up there, Mr. THS.
Yeah, very good power. Nice swinging. I believe he's committed to Volunteer State.
That's
if I'm
correct.
not mistaken. In Volunteer State, Coach Crosland that coaches Franklin County, that's where he coached.
That is
he coached JUCO ball there.
And lines that foul outside of third. A little bit early was Brody Melton. 1-1 the count, 2 down. Runners at second and third.
They're way out in front of it there. So I think with all the foul balls, they're searching for baseballs now. Had a lot of them here in this first inning.
Need more runners. Melton steps back in. 1-1 the count. This pitch is out. Called strike 2, just a bit outside, but strike 2, 1-2 the count now on Brody Melton.
Yeah, this umpire definitely has a very wide strike zone. So Melton now crowding the plate. So anything, 3 to 4 inches, you got to be swinging anything close here with 2 strikes.
And he does. Yeah. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Tullahoma strands 2. And we move to the second inning. The Wildcats and the Rebels are scoreless on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Did you know that Tullahoma Utilities Authority has a solar farm right here in Tullahoma? For as little as $4 a month, you can support solar energy production and breathe a little easier, knowing you're taking positive action to reduce your carbon footprint. Call 455-4515 today.
We move to the second with the Wildcats and the Rebels scoreless. Jaron Morris on the mound for Tullahoma, leading off for Franklin County, the designated hitter, number 18, McKeon Whitesell. Or Whitsitt. Let's go Whitsitt. Hey, there's a Dodger in the press box, Ken.
Uh-oh.
I was a Dodger. Fouled back out of play.
I don't know. I'm a Cincinnati Red. I don't get along too good with Dodgers.
Hit the Franklin County bus, that ball.
That's
did.
All right. I get along good with this one. This one's a little leaguer.
0-1
As long as he don't have the Tom Lasorda Dodger on, we're good.
Well,
Dairy Queen Dodgers.
I wasn't on the Los Angeles Dodgers, Ken. I was on the Little League Dodgers. That's what I thought.
Oh, was you a Dodger?
I thought that's what I said.
Okay.
There's a grounder back to Morris. Nice play to pick it up. Quick throw to first, in time, 1 out here in the top of the second. Those squibblers back to the mound can be tricky. Jaron pounced on that very well. Good athlete.
Yeah, he is. Super athlete. We have 2 Dodgers up here in the press box then, Scott.
Eric Jones steps to the plate for the Rebels, the center fielder, with 1 out. Former Dodger coach. Current Dodger coach. Ken, you're surrounded by Dodgers.
I'm in trouble.
This is Dodger country, son.
Sparky Anderson doesn't have a chance up here.
Strike 1 on the pitch from Morris.
Well, nice curveball. I like what Morris is doing. They're looking fastball on first pitch fastball, and he's curving them. And
yeah, Jones was definitely off balance there.
Mixing his pitch as well.
Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the second, no score. Fouled into the dugout of the Wildcats. 0-2. Morris is ahead of Jones.
It's an early trend for Morris, getting way ahead of these Rebel batters. You do that, you can get them to go after your pitch, throw something outside the strike zone. Let's see if we set up outside, throw something outside the zone here.
Morris just tried to throw it by him. That one came back this way. A lot of foul balls. You said it. 0-2, the count remains on Jones. Eric Jones for the Rebels.
Nice size for Mr. Jones. Perhaps a football player, too, for the Rebels. Looks big and athletic.
Nice curveball. Missed. 1-2 the count.
Nice pitch. Tough one to take with 2 strikes, being that close.
Jaron Morris with the pitch. Called strike 3. Morris got him looking. The old backwards K for the scorebook. 2 down now. Nobody on. Wyatt Lowe steps in, the catcher for the Rebels.
That's 3 Ks for Morris here in 1 2/3 inning, and 2 of them called third strikes.
Well, the first time through the lineup, he's definitely on.
Yes, he is.
2 down, nobody on. Morris a little bit low. 1-0 the count.
Only 2 balls put in play thus far by the Rebels. Fly ball to right and a ground ball back to the pitcher.
Morris a little high and tight. 2-0. Two down, nobody on. Fouled out of play into Wilkins Stadium. A little hot rodding going on here. John Olive Boulevard.
Your brother's not out in the parking lot with a Corvette, is he, Scott?
Well, not that I know of, but,
Yeah.
you know, stranger things have
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
2-1 the count on Lowe. Morris trying to get 3 up, 3 down here. Nice pitch. 2-2. Caught that corner, had Lowe wanting it, but not wanting it at the same time. And that's, as a pitcher, that's really what you want, just total confusion.
It looked like a good slider. It didn't have a whole lot of bend on it. It had some late cut, so that might have been a slider cut fastball of some kind.
Pitch is about 4 inches outside. Called strike 3. We will take it. 3 up, 3 down for the Rebels. 6 up, 6 down so far. We move to the bottom of the second. Tullahoma and Franklin County scoreless on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Tullahoma Utilities Authority Light Tube Fiber Internet offers true gigabit service to our customers. We pride ourselves on speed, but the backbone of that speed is local tech support, unmatched customer service, and professional service technicians. To sign up, call 455-4515 to gain the reassurance of Light Tube reliability.
So bottom of the second for Tullahoma as we remain scoreless here. Colton Emery, Evan Tomlin, Wade Collins up for the Cats. And somebody's going to need some offense here tonight.
Well,
so far, 1 hit in the game.
Yeah, Tullahoma certainly had a chance to get ahead early. First 2 runners on, had an early scoring threat in the top of the first, and were unable to push any runners across.
First pitch is outside, ball 1.
Field in great shape here, as it always is.
Emery lines it foul.
Both teams late on the fastball tonight. Lots of foul balls opposite field out of play on late swings. But, you know, that's a byproduct of nice off-speed pitches by both pitchers early, too.
And another foul out of play. So 1-2 the count on Colton Emery.
Emery has some good pop in his bat as well.
Pitch is outside, 2-2. We're in the bottom of the second here at Grider Stadium in the Benz Jordan press box. There's a grounder to short. Scooped up, throw to first in time. One down here in the bottom of the second as Emery on the grounder. 6-3.
Now stepping up to the plate for the Tullahoma
And a
Wildcats.
perfect throw there by Sam Vincent, the Rebel shortstop.
Tomlin.
Evan Tomlin steps in. Tomlin playing second base tonight. We've seen Evan move around a lot of places in the last couple of years.
Right fielder playing deep. Left field middle depth. Same for center field. Center fielder was way back on the first batter of the inning. He's
First
moving
pitch in the dirt, 1-0 the count. One down. Outside, 2-0 on Evan Tomlin.
We've seen that pitch called a strike here early in this game, but not that time.
Well, you act like you expect consistency.
Yeah.
So there's a base hit to left field for Evan Tomlin, and Tullahoma's got a runner on here in the bottom of the second with one out. Now Tomlin is in a rundown, tries to get to second, and he is nailed. Tullahoma a base running snafu, and a single by Evan Tomlin turns into an out at second base. And there's two outs now here in the bottom of the second.
Well, not real smart base running there. So that goes to a single, and he's chopped down at second base. So what happened was the left fielder, a single to left fielder missed the cutoff, overthrew it. First baseman alertly jumped on the ball, threw it to the shortstop, and he applied the tag easily to get the out. Two quick outs.
So for Tullahoma, Wade Collins steps in, the first baseman. Takes ball one.
Well, Tullahoma with two singles in this game, but nothing to show for it.
High ball two.
Rebels are hitless after two at bats.
Collins ready for the 2-0 pitch. Fouled away. 2-1 the count.
Well, you can see these Wildcats, early in the count, if you get good pitches to hit and you're fouling them off and, not getting good metal on the ball, you're struggling. Or if you get, 2 on with no out and can't push runners across as they did the first inning, it's a team struggling offensively, no doubt about it.
There's that breaking ball that ends up 4 inches outside the plate, called strike two. Yeah. 2-2 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. No score. Popped out of play. A lot of balls hit.
Sure is.
We could spin the field around.
Yeah.
Now we'll do 2-2 again.
Well, this game's always been a big-time rivalry, Tullahoma, Franklin County, in all sports. Probably my favorite one. I know that maybe Coffee County's a more hated rival, I guess, but Franklin County and Tullahoma.
I think it's more intense.
Yeah,
and
pretty intense.
It's always been closer.
Yeah. More competitive, maybe.
Well, you got a couple of sports where Coffee County just dominates. There's a grounder to second. Go to first in time for out number 3, and we'd move right along here. We have played 2 innings at Grider Stadium. The Wildcats and the Rebels remain scoreless. You're watching the Light Tube Sports Network.
Lag hurting your gaming. Is a weak signal stalling your social media posts? Are constant updates slowing down your productivity? TUA LightTube has a solution. Enroll in our mesh router service starting at $9.95 a month. With the ability to cover your home with increased signal strength, you can increase productivity and whole home happiness. Start winning today by calling TUA LightTube customer service at 455-4511.
Move to the top of the third here at Grider Stadium, along with our camera operator and producer Chris Barstad and Ken Keller. I'm Scott Shastine. We're in the top of the third inning. Tullahoma and Franklin County are scoreless. For the Rebels, Peyton Miller, Gavin Sells, Nate Mason. Bottom, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Rebels up here in the top of the third. So far, Morris has been sharp, swung on and missed by Miller.
Well, Tullahoma Little League depth. It's Little League night, but look at the outfield. Maybe about 180, 200 at the most in right field here.
Not a lot of respect
No.
for the pop in Peyton Miller's bat. And he got hit as it got away from Morris. So the perfect game is gone as hit batter takes first. And Gavin Sells will step in, the left fielder for Franklin County. Sells' name pretty familiar to Rebel baseball fans.
Be a little James Sells. That reminds me of James that played for Tullahoma last year. Injured much of the season. He's doing very well for the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. He threw a couple weeks ago, went to Cookeville against Tennessee Tech, who you got a pretty good ball club. And Coach Matt Braga, their head coach, lead the nation in home runs. He shut them down, one blue pit in 6 1/3 innings to get his first collegiate victory.
Well, that's awesome.
On the mound. Retired the first 17 batters of that game.
Man, it's impressive.
Yep.
Ball gets away from catcher, and Franklin County runner goes to second. That's Miller now at second base.
Yeah, not much speed in Miller there. I think he's the first baseman for the Rebels, but maybe had a shot at him if we just uncorked it there. The catcher would uncorked it. Maybe we had a shot at him there.
So Franklin County with its first threat of the night here in the top of the third. Runner at second, nobody out. Sells, grounder to second. Throw to first in time, but the runner advances, and now Miller is on third with one out. And Nate Mason will step in. Mason, the second baseman.
Yeah, Morris sawed off Sells, just a little inside-out swing. Weak ground ball to second, but it does its job. It advances Miller to third base.
So with one out, let's see if Tullahoma tries to get a play at the plate or accepts the run. Corner's not creeping in. Morris delivers way outside, ball one.
Brody playing about even with the bag at third, so if he gets something hit with any, hot shot to him at third, he's going to come home with it. Middle infield back, they're conceding the run.
There's a high drive, center field. Duncan giving chase. Tomlin giving chase. Duncan calls him off and makes the catch for out two, but Franklin County gets the first run of the ball game on a sacrifice fly by Nate Mason, the number 9 hitter. And the Rebels lead the Wildcats 1-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the third. We go back to the top of the order with Sam Vincent.
So Miller scores. Hit by pitch haunts Tullahoma and Morris there. So that's normally what happens if you hit the leadoff batter. It's going to come back and haunt you. So good contact there by Mason. Sends the ball out pretty deep to right center on that one. Plenty far enough to get that runner in from third on the sac fly.
Yeah, that was, in hindsight, pretty impressive small ball there.
Mm-hmm.
Grounder to second, gets the runner over to third.
Yeah.
Sac fly gets him in.
Yeah, Rebels still without the benefit of a hit, but have taken the goose egg off the scoreboard.
Pitch is in the dirt, 1-1. The count on Sam Vincent.
And that's what we're talking about, manufacturing runs right there. You get.
That's what you do when you're struggling offensively.
Yeah.
Or what you should do, try to do, want to do. Pitch is inside, called strike 2. Vincent didn't like it. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, pitch high and in, but inside pitch called it the letters for strike on that one. 1-2 count. Morris ahead here. 2 outs. Cats trail 1-0, top of the third.
Oh, nice breaking ball, called strike 3. So Franklin County strikes first with a run. Going to the bottom of the third, the Rebels lead the Cats 1-0 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Specifically played into our mission when we separated from our parent company and became an employee stock ownership program. We had to be disconnected from a large network and exist on our own. We needed relatively high speed connectivity, which we got at about a 200% discount with Light Tube. Businesses can get beyond what most businesses in the country can get from Light Tube as far as internet.
Franklin County leads Tullahoma 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the third. And Jaden Eggleston, the left fielder, will lead it off for the Cats. Eggleston batting in the number 9 hole tonight. Jaden had a game-winning hit, I believe, against Marion County earlier this week. Tullahoma a 1-0 winner in that one. Wildcats needed that one. Eggleston, nice cut. Foul ball, 1-1.
Yeah, had a good pitch to hit there, had a good cut at it. His mother waited on us at the concession stand, served us one of these delicious hamburgers out here at Mathis Field Grider Stadium tonight. Hoping her son gets a hit here to lead off the bottom of the third for Tullahoma.
Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike to Jaden Eggleston.
I believe Jaden was a Dodger when he was in the Little League. We played against his team. He was coached by former Tullahoma Wildcat head coach Scott Hargrove.
Little high, 3-1 the count on Eggleston. Inside. Is that not ball 4? Did it hit the bat? Yeah. Well, was also unsure about the count, but Eggleston draws the walk to lead off for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the third inning. Tullahoma, for the third consecutive inning, I believe, has first runner on. And we go back to the top of the order with Dillahay, who singled in the first. Eggleston on first, nobody out.
Franklin County got their leadoff hitter on by hit batsman, and they scored him. So let's see if we can replicate that and score our leadoff hitter here.
Strike 1 on Dillahay. Eggleston short lead.
Top of the order up for the Wildcats. It's always good when your number 9 gets on and you get back to the top of the order. Good
Swung
cut.
on and missed. Dillahay got under it a little bit. 0-2.
Rebel outfielders deep in left field and center field.
Well, you feel like this Wildcat offense is just one big hit away from breaking open. Sometimes the lid just gets on tight and it's hard to get it off.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of room down the lines for DJ Dillahay. Throw over to first. Eggleston back in time.
Wes Prater on the call on the bases. Played softball for years with Wes. He loves sports. Umpired Little League for years and been doing high school for years as well.
The pitch, line down the third base line, and that is foul.
He said fair. He went this way with it.
Yeah, he took his right arm and extended out as a fair ball. When it's a foul ball, you're supposed to put your hand straight up in there, but he signaled fair on that. We'll see.
Well, I saw it as foul. That's why I said foul.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at the umpire.
I was watching the umpire, and the umpire, when you throw your right hand out and point towards the field, that's fair. If you throw your hands up, it's foul. But I think they confused the runners even. Tough break, a near miss of a double there. Down that third base line. Just missed an extra base hit, did Dillahay. Oh, nice stop by the catcher on that one. That pitch way outside on 0-2. It's now 1-2 count. Stolfus dueling against Jaron Morris for the Wildcats. Got a pitcher's duel going on here at Wildcat Stadium.
So out number 1 for the Wildcats. Joe Duncan will step in. Eggleston still on first, 1 out now.
Well, Scott, that's a microcosm of a slump. You get your leadoff hitter on, you have a near double miss by inches down the third base line, and then you have a called third strike. So just that close, it's a game of inches. Ball's got to bounce your way a little bit when you're in a slump and have some breaks, really.
Pitch is way outside.
But baseball's a game that you make your own breaks, too.
Well, contact in the field is the first objective there.
Yeah, the strikeouts, they just kill you offensively. You got to put the ball in play and put pressure on the defense.
A little bit high and outside. 2-0 the count on Joe Duncan.
Well, Duncan walked his first time up.
Eggleston at first, 1 out. Franklin County leads 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fouled back out of play, 2-2.
Well, Duncan knowing he had a good pitch to hit on that one. Fastball middle out. Fouls it back over the press box.
2-1 is the count on Joe. 3-sport athlete. And he has really just been a joy to call his games for 3 years in 3 sports.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive for him and Melton, Jacob Dixon.
Yeah, the Stoltz is nearly threw that one away at first. Pretty good play by the first baseman. That ball gets down that right field line. That runner's on third base from first to third on a overthrow to first.
Duncan watches a strike, 2-2 the count.
Temperature starting to drop out there a little bit. Going to be into the 50s before this one's over.
There goes the runner. Throw down to second. Eggleston is in there with the stolen base. That was ball 3 to Duncan, so 3-2 the count. Jaden Eggleston steals second. Now Tullahoma's got a real opportunity here. With Duncan staring at a 3-2 pitch, he should get something good to hit. Franklin County doesn't want to walk him.
Wildcats sporting the camouflage jerseys tonight.
There's a shot past the first baseman. Here comes Eggleston. Rounds third, no play at home. Eggleston will score, and we are tied at 1. No sacrifice. RBI hit for Joe Duncan down the first base line.
Here we go, Tullahoma. Let's make
And the
some
Wildcats
noise.
have tied it up
Your pitcher, number
here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Jared.
Yeah, that was no doubt about that when a sharp single to right field there for Duncan. So he's reached base both times. He gets credit for the RBI single, and Tullahoma ties it up as Eggleston scores.
You know who sponsored the Dodgers some 50 years ago?
Whoa.
You know who sponsored them?
Who?
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
And still do.
Yeah,
that is
they do.
awesome. There's a shot into right field, base hit by Morris. Duncan will stop at second. Morris is at first. And the Wildcats are rallying here in the bottom of the 3rd with the cleanup hitter Reagan Tomlin stepping to the plate. And we'll get a pinch runner for Jalen Morris. That's going to be, is that Stroop?
Owen
Yeah,
Stroop.
It is.
Owen Stroop.
Now to that.
Well, a solid line drive. One hopper to the right fielder on that one.
That's 2 straight batters making
sure
good
is.
contact.
Let's make some noise.
Both hitters, well, let's see.
Duncan and
Duncan pulls it and then batting left side, and Morse goes opposite field on that one.
yeah, both of them between first and second. Cats with runners at first and second. High and outside the pitch. 1-0 the count on Tomlin in the cleanup spot. There's a reason for that.
Yeah, Franklin County bullpen active again as it was in the first inning after 2 Wildcat batters in the first. As both runners reach, they warmed a pitcher up. Now they do so again here in the bottom of the 3rd.
C.J. Seals out in the bullpen for Franklin County. We appreciate Mr. Banks. His
Yeah, Mr. Banks and Mr. Nichols giving us some tips up here in the press box tonight. We're thankful for that.
we need all the help we can get,
That's
partner.
right.
2-0 the count on Reagan Tomlin. There's a shot to first base. Gets past the first baseman. Duncan's going to score. No play at home. And Stroop goes to third. So a RBI single for Reagan Tomlin. And runners at the corner. Tullahoma leads 2-1.
Third straight single to right field.
I don't think Tullahoma's seen this in a couple of weeks, Ken. The Wildcat offense has just not been able to do this.
Yeah.
And here we go.
So Duncan scores, and Morris, the pinch runner for Morris,
Stroop,
which is Stroop,
yep.
is now on third base.
He's on third.
So now
Tomlin on first, and Brody Melton stepping to the plate.
No, a lot you can do here.
Melton struck out in the first, in the first.
Don't know if they'll have Brody take a pitch to steal the runner to second, but it's possible. He may be swinging away. Let's see. Yep, right down the middle. Don't know
He
if
was
we
taken.
missed a sign there or not.
He was definitely taken. 0-1 the count on Brody Melton with one out. Runners on the corner, Tomlin and Stroop.
Healthy lead for Tomlin at first.
Brody thought about it. Ball gets away from the catcher. And no runner advances. Much to the chagrin of the press box crew.
Yeah, and Coach Morris, he kind of, a long stare at first, too. So, that ball pops out of that catcher's mitt. If you get a good break, you can go in standing at second base. I think he had that one. Second base captured it had he took off.
1-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, allegedly.
And say that, those plays are critical, because if he gets to second base on it, takes the force play off, and the double play still in order here for the Rebels in the middle of the infield.
1-2 the count on Brody Melton.
Plays like that, Coach Morris knows makes a big difference.
Outside, 2-2 now on Baby Gronk. Mr. THS. That's impressive.
Well, a dangerous point of the game here for the Rebels. Mustofas hangs one here.
2-2 count.
Milton's capable of jacking it.
Runners on the corner, way outside. 3-2 now on Tullahoma's number 5 hitter with Colton Emery on deck for the Wildcats. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
The payoff pitch, as they say here, 3-2.
And there's a drive, short left field. And Stroop's going to tag. They're going to throw home. And Stroop is safe. Tullahoma leads 3-1. Tomlin remains at first. A sacrifice fly RBI for Brody Melton. And the Cats now lead by 2 with Colton Emery stepping in.
The plate up in here, number 3.
And so he sacks fly medium left field. Pretty good throw there by the left fielder. Hops in and made the play relatively close, but Tullahoma plates their third run of the inning, and the runner at first stays. So 2 outs.
3-1. The Wildcats lead the Rebels.
Tomlin still on first base here.
Strike 1 on Colton Emery, sophomore.
Emery grounded out to short his first time up. 0 for 1. The Wildcats have plated 3 runs this inning.
Fouled out of play. Emery in the hole 0-2. Long look to first base with 2 down, 2 strikes. There goes the runner, and there's a base hit into right center field. Reagan Tomlin is going to head to third base, and that's a base hit for Colton Emery. So the rally continues for the Wildcats, and now Evan Tomlin has an opportunity to plate another run here with 2 outs.
Well, that's a 4th hit of the inning for Tullahoma, to 4 singles to right field. And when you hit the ball behind the runner like that, they can advance from first to third, a base hit to right just about every time. So
And when you can get going like this, you want to keep it going because you want to try to capture whatever it is you're doing.
That's right.
So let's see if Evan Tomlin can keep it going for the Wildcats. Fouled back 0-1.
Tomlin singled to left his last time up. Left center.
And again, they're giving a lot of room down the lines to Evan Tomlin, especially down the left field line.
Tullahoma with 3 runs and 6 singles thus far.
High and outside, 1-1 the count on Tomlin. With brother Reagan at third, Evan is the batter.
He certainly got the bats going this inning. 4 hits, 3 runs, with a chance for more.
There goes the runner, fouled out of play.
Keep his feet still and drive that ball. Yeah.
Tullahoma remaining aggressive, sending the runner, 1-2 count.
And that's certainly what you can do when you have a lead. When you're tied or behind, you really don't want to get runners thrown out on the bases. When you're ahead, you have the luxury to take more chances.
Swung on and missed. He struck him out. But Tullahoma comes alive with 3 runs on 4 hits, and we go to the 4th with the Wildcats leading the Rebels 3-1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Tullahoma Utilities Authority now has a branch at 501 West Lincoln Street. The drive-through only branch located in the old Citizens Tri-County Bank will be open on utility and light tube bill due dates and the day before and after a TUA observed holiday. Check a complete list of dates at tullahomautilities.com.
We're back at Grider Stadium on Little League night. The Tullahoma Wildcats lead their rival, Franklin County Rebels, 3-1 here in the top of the 4th. As Jaron Morris working in his 4th inning of work, he'll be facing 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order for the Rebels: Gage Baker, Gaddis Henley, and McKeon Whitsitt. And Morris done a good job. Batter squares to bunt. I think the ball hit the bat before it hit him. So it's going to be called a foul ball here. So 0-1 to count to Baker. Baker struck out looking his first time up. 0-for-1. Wildcat offense finally came alive in the bottom of the 3rd, trailing 1-0. They put together 4 singles to right field to plate 3 runs. Morris gets the signal and the delivery. Check swing, strike 2. He definitely went on it, so 0-2. Morris works effectively when he gets ahead in the count like this. 0-2. His curveball's been really good tonight. Let's see if he hooks him here. Off-speed pitch low and outside. Good take by Baker, 1-2. Morris still way up in the count. Tullahoma defense tonight, no errors. Morris has several punch outs on strikeouts tonight. 5 Ks in 3 innings. Counts even, 2-2. 2-2 pitch by Moore, swung on, and pop out to the Tullahoma second baseman. A weak pop up line drive to the second baseman for out 1. We'll call that fly out 4. So that's 1 in your box score. 1 down. Gaddis Henley up. He flew out to right field the last time up. 0-for-1. The Rebels have 0 hits. The lone run scored in the 3rd inning as the leadoff hitter was hit by a pitch. They had a ground ball to second base to move him to second and advance the runner. He later scored on a sac fly. One owes the count to Henley. One down, 3-1. Tullahoma leads it. Top of the fourth. Wildcats and Rebels here on Little League night at Grider Stadium. Base hit through the box, right up the middle. Looked like he fisted him a little bit, though, but strong enough was the hitter there, Henley, to get the single up the middle. So the Rebels have their first base hit of the contest. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Whitsitt, McKeon Whitsitt, the designated hitter. Had a weak ground out to the pitcher his first time up. Good size for this DH. First pitch called strike one. Look like the Rebels have pretty good speed here on first base, represented in in Henley. Good lead at first. He's not going. Fly ball to right field. Right fielder tracks it down for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Eric Jones to the plate. So that's going to go fly out 9, second out. Runner held at first as the Tullahoma right fielder Reagan Tomlin drifts over into the night air to catch that one. 2 down, runner on first. Morris in control, throws over to first. Not in time. Just a little token throw there to Wade Collins, who we've seen play second base all season at first base today. Morris delivers. And he's had these Rebel hitters swinging late all night long. Another foul off, 0-1, 2 outs. Eric Jones struck out looking his first time up. The Rebel right fielder. As the runner, Henley, inches off another half foot on first base. Good lead over there. Pitch is just low. 1-1. Morris wanted that strike call. Must have been down in the strike zone just a little bit. 1-1 count. 2 outs. Cats lead 3-1. Top of the fourth. Morris throws over to first. A little quicker. A little bit more authority on that throw. Runner easily back still. The 1-1 pitch. Strike 2, foul ball. Jones fouls it off his shin. In a hole, 1-2. Morris in control here. Way ahead in the count. Could be a high fastball or off-speed curve. Let's see. Catcher setting up high. There it is. Got him. Strike 3. Puts out the threat there for the Rebels. 1 hit. No runs. 1 runner left on base. No errors. No runs there. Cats lead it going to the bottom of the fourth. 3-1. We'll be back after this short break.
Never miss your favorite shows again. For an additional $7 a month along with your digital television service, Light2 Cloud DVR lets you record up to 8 programs at the same time, receive 500 gigabytes of cloud storage, and whole home DVR. Call TUA Customer Service to add Light2 Cloud DVR to your digital television service today at 455-4515.
We are back at Mathis Field, Grider Stadium. The Wildcats batting in the bottom of the fourth inning, leading 3-1. 8-9 and 1 due up. Wade Collins, Jaden Eggleston, and DJ Dillahay. Pitch behind Collins' head for a high ball there. Josh Stoltzfus has went the distance for the Rebels thus far. There's a pop-up fly ball in the infield there. Second baseman makes an adventure of it, but catches the ball for the first out. That was Nate Mason making an adventure out of that routine pop-up.
Left fielder number 22 makes some noise for Jaden.
And Collins is now flied out to second base and grounded out. He's 0 for 2. First out expired of the inning. That brings Eggleston up. He scored the first run of the game for the Wildcats last inning, led off with a base on balls, and eventually scored. Pitch inside, ball 1. Had a really good at-bat last time. He walked and then stole a base to get to start the 3-run inning for the Wildcats. They lead at 3-1 over their arch rival, Franklin County. Beautiful night here at Grider Stadium, Little League night. We have T-ballers out here. We got coach pitch players out here. We got minor leaguers and major leaguers, all different uniforms. This Tullahoma Little League has been a building block for Tullahoma baseball many, many years. I played back in the mid-'70s for the Indians. That's something you always remember is your Little League coaches and your school teachers growing up, your Sunday school teachers, and your Little League coaches. That ball's fouled out of play. Counts 2-2, even 2-2, 1 out. Eggleston at the plate for the Wildcats. Wildcats, number 9 in their batting order here. DJ Dillahay on deck. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Stoltzfus with the delivery to Eggleston. Ball low, evens, makes the count now full count, 3-2. So umpire puts both fists in there. That designates a full count. Ball 4, close miss. Stoltzfus won the strike call, but that's the second consecutive walk for Jaden Eggleston in consecutive innings. So he reaches base via free pass. It's going to bring Wildcat leadoff hitter DJ Dillahay up. He singled his first time up. He struck out looking his last time. Wildcat shortstop and leadoff hitter. Academically, I believe the number one ranked student in the class, in his senior class. Quite an athlete, quite a student athlete. He digs in here. Stoltzfus delivers, and that's a sharp grounder down third, off the foot of the third baseman. Down the left field line. Eggleston's going to advance all the way to third base on the error. Ball comes into the catcher, so Dillahay puts the ball in play, hits it sharp, and see if you put the ball in play, good things happen. So that's going to be an E5. E5.
Number 9 makes some noise.
Error on the Rebel third baseman, Gaddis Henley. Sharp hit ball there, so Dillahay gets to second and Eggleston to third, so Wildcats back in business here in the bottom of the 4th. They played 3 last inning, and they're looking for another big inning. Joe Duncan up to the plate. He singled to right. Tullahoma had 4 singles to right field last inning, so let's see if we can wear that right fielder out again in inning number 4. Second and third, nobody out. Cats in business. Pitches high, ball 1. Rebels for the 3rd time tonight with activity in the bullpen. Already down 3-1. Infield in for the Rebels. They know right now they cannot allow any more runs, so they're in all the way around, first, second, short, and third, all on the grass right now. As Wildcat senior center fielder Joe Duncan is ahead in the count, 2-0. And things looking good for the Wildcats now. They've recently had offensive woes, but not the 3rd inning of this game. Pitch is high, 3-0. 3-0 to Joe Duncan. Shirley probably going to have a take sign here. Jaron Morris on deck. followed by Reagan Tomlin. So Tullahoma in the heart of their order, Morse, Tomlin, and Melton on deck. See if we can get the bases loaded here. Only one out. Outside corner. Umpire gives him the strike. 3-1 to Duncan. Catch with runners on second, third. Eggleston on third. Dillahay on second. Good speed on the bases. Oh, and there's a seed hit to right field. Duncan with his second straight hit to right field. Sharp single. Thinks about going two. Comes back frantically to first base. Head first slide. No throw there. So a 2 RBI single there for Joe Duncan. Wildcats now lead it 5-1. Tullahoma Senior delivers in the clutch. Plating Dillahay and Eggleston. So that's going to bring Morse up. Morse single to right last time. That's 3 RBIs on the night for Joe Duncan. Coach Crosland now out to the pitcher's mound. Buying some more time. Looks like the reliever is ready if he decides to make a change. No longer throwing in the Rebel pen. And there will be a change. So we're going to take a break here. We'll get the number. Tullahoma has played it 2 this inning. They lead it 5-1. We'll be back after this short break.
Did you know that Tullahoma Utilities Authority has a solar farm right here in Tullahoma? For as little as $4 a month, you can support solar energy production and breathe a little easier, knowing you're taking positive action to reduce your carbon footprint. Call 455-4515.
After a pitching change for the Rebels, we are back. So C.J. Seals, number 8, the new pitcher. Josh Stolfus, the starter for the Rebels, went 3 1/3. Cats plated 2 runs this inning. They scored 5 the last 2 at-bats, last 2 innings. As Jaron Morris steps to the plate, he's 1 for 1 with a sac fly and a single to right. So 1 for 1 on the night for Morris as he digs in against Seals, C.J. Seals. Was a line shot over the shortstop's head. I thought the shortstop caught it, must have tipped off his glove or just barely got over. So tipped his glove. That ball was hit sharply. I'm going to give Morse a single on that one. Had the shortstop caught it, the runner had a good jump on first. Would have been a possible double play, but just off the glove of the Rebel shortstop.
Stroop comes in to run for Morris at first.
So Morris singles to left center. Wildcats with an avalanche of hits the last couple of innings. It's going to bring Reagan Tomlin to the plate. Duncan on second. Morse on first. Or, let's see, that's right. Check that. Owen Stroop on first. Scott was right. Another set of eyes helps.
Can't hurt. I'm just here to pitch in.
That's right, brother. Tomlin 1 for 2. Reagan struck out his first time up swinging. He singled to right and had the RBI in inning 3, last inning.
Had a big hit.
Yes, he did.
Went for the big hit that time.
Sure did. Big swing. 0-2. He's behind in the count. Cats looking for more. 2 in this inning. I hope it's not the only 2 they score. Defensive swing there by Tomlin on a good off-speed pitch by Seals. Fouls it down the first baseline. 0-2, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch. Good speed again on the bases for Tullahoma. That ball's fouled straight back. Lefty got a good cut on that one, did Tomlin. Brody Melton on deck. The dangerous Brody Melton. on deck. Tomlin swinging from the left side. Right field line, lots of line out there in right if he can pull the ball.
Tullahoma causing Seals issues on the base pass.
Yeah, they are.
That's what you want. Seals and his catcher going to get together on the signs.
Lots of heckling going on for the Wildcat dugout here.
Playing Franklin County? I
Yeah.
can't believe it. Wow.
Yeah.
Intensity.
Yeah, you said intense earlier. That's the word for this rivalry. No doubt about it.
Fun intensity.
Yes.
Not hateful intensity. That's Coffee County.
Yeah, respectful intensity. Yeah, these teams do respect each other, but it is intense. Ground ball hit off the end of the bat to the shortstop. No way they're going to throw him out. So little Texas bleeder to shortstop. That's going to be an infield single. I don't know if Derek Jeter could have thrown him out on that one. The ball was hit so weak to short. Tomlin was moving down the line, so that's going to be an infield single. As Tomlin reaches, that's going to push Stroop to second base and Duncan to third. Not a good setup there here for Seals. The base is loaded with Brody Melton up for Tullahoma. Melton's 0 for 1 with a sac fly and a strikeout swinging.
5-1 Wildcats. Bottom of the fourth, one out.
Pulled the string. Seals off-speed pitch. Melton way out in front on that one. Had a swing for the fence on that one, Scott, didn't he?
He can clear it.
Yes, he can. First baseman in front of the bag and in. Brody normally pulls the ball as middle left.
Thinking how long it'll be before we start seeing the shift in high school baseball.
Yeah, that's a good point. Infielders deep in the middle, double play depth, one out. They're hoping for double play. Tullahoma hoping for a RBI single or more here. Curveball stays in high. 2-1.
Cats will take a walk.
Yes, sir. A walk's an RBI. Colton Emery on deck for the Wildcats. 4-run lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Bases are juiced. Melton up 2-1 in the count. Probably going to get something good to hit here. Outside corner. Fastball.
You think so?
Yeah. Outside corner called, strike two. Melton doesn't like it. The Tullahoma fan base does not like it.
I didn't like it.
And Mr. Chastain did not like it.
I got a pretty good angle here.
You do got a great angle. So 2-2 count, one out. Bases are loaded. The pitch by Seals. Ground ball to second. Flip to short. Out. Safe at first. First baseman cannot come up with it, so no. Melton averts the double play there.
2 runners scored, Duncan and Stroop.
Yeah, Duncan and Stroop score. So that's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. Tomlin is expired going to second base. Melton reaches first. And
gets
as Scott
2 RBIs.
said, 2 RBIs on that. See, just simply putting the ball in play, what happens?
7-1 Wildcats. Runner at first, 2 down.
And commanding lead for the Wildcats now. Emery, 1 for 2. Single to right his last time up in the third inning. Grounded out in the second to shortstop. Well, these Wildcats getting some healthy cuts up here now. They seem to be a little bit more comfortable. 6-run lead here. Cruising now.
When you have these low scoring, you're struggling offensively, everything's pressure, and then the pressure gets released a little bit, feels good. Makes you confident. You feel like you're back in your game. This is the Wildcat offense we expected to see.
The ball fouled down the third base line. And one thing they've done a lot of is hit the ball to the right side. So that means they're not, rolling over on the ball. They're hitting it inside out well. And know, especially last inning with 4 singles to right field. They wore the right fielder out and kind of continued that trend here in this inning. Is Duncan singles to right. Tullahoma's had Duncan single, Moore single, Tomlin single this inning.
Called strike 3 right there. Colton Emery ends the 4th, but the Wildcats put on 4 more and lead the Rebels 7-1 here on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Tullahoma Utilities Authority Light Tube Fiber Internet offers true gigabit service to our customers. We pride ourselves on speed, but the backbone of that speed is local tech support, unmatched customer service, and professional service technicians. To sign up, call 455-4515 to gain the reassurance of Light Tube reliability.
Tullahoma leads Franklin County 7-1 as we move to the top of the 5th inning. Brody Melton now on the mound for the Wildcats, and Jaron Morris moves over to third base, so they swap. Leading off for Franklin County is Wyatt Lowe, the catcher. Lowe struck out his first time up against Morris. There's a grounder right back to Melton. Good play by the pitcher. Throw to first in time, 1 out.
Well, it sure was. That ball was hit sharp. First pitch out. That's the way you like it. Well, line score complete, Scott, on Jaron Morris, a sterling pitching performance. He faced 14 batters, completed 4 innings of work, had 6 strikeouts, 0 base on balls. That's the big key there. Allowed only 1 hit, 1 run, and it was earned, and he hit 1 batter. That's the only run that scored tonight, was the hit batsman to lead off an inning. Great performance by Morris.
Great job by Jaron. And let's see if Brody can hold it together and get him that win.
And Peyton Miller is the only runner that scored for the Rebels. He was hit to lead off, hit by a pitch to lead off the 3rd inning, and Rebels did a good job of moving him around the bases to score him.
Miller grounder to third. Morris throw to first, high, but in time for out number 2. Morris almost a little too casual there.
Yeah. He got a good arm, though. He flashes. That's good. He's an athletic young man. Good play by the first baseman to jump up in there and catch that high throw there. That's Collins.
At first.
Yeah.
2 down now. Nobody on for Franklin County as Gavin Sells is the batter here in the top of the 5th. Cats on top 7-1. Brody Melton on
good looking
the
pitch
mound.
there.
Just missed. Pitch has been called a strike all night.
Sure has. Melton being economical with his pitches. Throwing strikes, throwing darts. Letting the defense work, and he made a nice play himself on the first batter.
That one a little bit low, gets away from Emery. 2-0 the count.
Well, on our broadcast last year, we saw Brody. We had several games where he pitched and did a really good job. I think this is the first outing we've seen him on the mound this year that we've covered. A big, imposing right-hander, good arm.
Swung on and missed. 2-1.
Brody just kind of challenges you.
Well, and when you're up
Brings the
7-1,
heat.
you
Yeah.
know, just,
Yep.
trying to get outs. 2-1 pitch. Called strike 2. 2-2 the count. Now with 2 down, nobody on, top of the 5th.
Looked like a carbon copy of the pitch 2 pitches ago that was called a ball. So that one's a little bit more out. He gets the call on that one.
Melton delivers, called strike 3, and 1-2-3 for Brody Melton in the top of the 5th. Tullahoma leads Franklin County 7-1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Is lag hurting your gaming? Is a weak signal stalling your social media posts? Are constant updates slowing down your productivity? TUA Lighttube has a solution. Enroll in our mesh router service starting at $9.95 a month. With the ability to cover your home with increased signal strength, you can increase productivity and whole home happiness. Start winning today by calling TUA Lighttube customer service at 455-4515.
Tullahoma leading Franklin County 7-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Evan Tomlin, the second baseman, will lead it off for the Wildcats. Tomlin has singled and struck out tonight, so he's 1 for 2. And he'll face Seals. There is a high pop. Infield, shortstop, calls him off and makes the catch for out number 1.
Now to the plate for the Tullahoma Wildcats, number 11, Wade.
Wade Collins, the first baseman, steps in. Collins on the night is 0 for 2. Grounder to second and a fly out to pop out to second. See if Collins get one out of the infield here. Get the Wildcats offense going here in the bottom of the 5th. Tullahoma scored 3 in the 3rd inning and 4 in the 4th inning, so why not get 5 in the 5th inning and call it a night?
That's right. That's the obvious next number in the sequence, isn't it?
0-1 to count on Collins.
Pitch just off the plate, delivered by Seals.
I guess.
Yeah, that's
looked pretty good from here.
Pretty good, didn't it?
1-1.
Yep.
Is the count.
He calls it about 50% on that outside corner. He'll call it a strike one pitch and not a strike the next one. They look like around the same spot.
Collins fouls it out of play. 1-2 the count on the first baseman. Collins, a sophomore. Junior. Collins, a junior. Off-speed pitch, fooled him. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So 2 down now here in the bottom of the 5th. And Jaden Eggleston, who is officially 0 for 0 tonight, but has scored 2 runs and has walked a couple of times. So Jaden at the bottom of the order doing what he's supposed to do, get on base.
Yep.
And there's ball. Oh, that was way outside. Strike 1 on Eggleston.
And look, folks, we do have the perfect angle up here. We're right behind the home plate in the press box. So if it's off the plate, we can see it for sure.
There's an inside pitch, and it's called strike 2. So umpire's ready to go home. It just must have dropped below like 57 or something, and he's decided it's time to go to the house.
He's being very liberal with the corners, to say the least.
0-2 the count on Jaden Eggleston with 2 down. There's a grounder to second. Bobbled a bit, throw to first in time. Quick 5th inning here at Grider Stadium. We move to the 6th. Wildcats lead the Rebels 7-1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Light Tube specifically played into our mission when we separated from our parent company and became an employee stock ownership program. We had to be disconnected from a large network and exist on our own. We needed relatively high speed connectivity, which we got at about a 200% discount with Light Tube. Businesses can get beyond what most businesses in the country can get from Light Tube as far as internet connectivity.
Top of the 6th here at Grider Stadium on a kind of chilly mid-April Thursday night, as it is twilight. Difficult to see pop-ups during this time of night. Brody Melton to work his 2nd inning, and leading off for Franklin County is number 4 Nate Mason, second baseman, number 9 hitter in the Rebel order. Melton's pitch swung on, foul tip, 0-1.
Well, Melton made quick work of these Rebels last inning, 3 up and 3 down. Scott, your Facebook post that you're at Grider Stadium for this big rivalry game gets a comment from David Cardwell. It says, Tullahoma Franklin County baseball, some real thrillers back in the day. David Cardwell was a great Tullahoma Wildcat baseball player.
He was indeed. Called strike 2 on Mason.
We also saw Tullahoma alumnus Jimmy Bratcher Sr. He's in attendance tonight with his Little League team, the Nationals. Got a really good coach pitch team, so he's his 3rd cycle of coaching in Little League now, and he's doing a really good job, as do all these Little League coaches, and teaching fundamentals. And
Jim played some good baseball.
Yes, he did. Very good. I think he was part of that 1974 state championship team, Tullahoma Wildcat team under Jerry Mathis.
He's a little young. He would have been a freshman. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. 1 out.
Second strikeout of the night for Melton. He's in his now faced 4 batters. Struck the last 2 out now. No run, no hits given up by Melton. 4 batters faced, 4 retired.
The Rebels move back to the top of the order with Sam Vincent, shortstop.
Vincent hitless, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts from that leadoff spot.
It's a little high, 1-0 the count on Vincent.
Athletic shortstop for the Rebels. He's shown a good arm from shortstop tonight for Franklin County.
Fouled away, evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, top of the 6th. Cats on top of the Rebels, 7-1.
You know, that's a good pitch by Melton. Just jammed him inside. You hit that pitch, it's not going anywhere.
1-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2.
Well, Brody looks good out there tonight. You know, Tullahoma, he had some arm troubles at the end of last season. Tullahoma hoping he can contribute some key quality innings here as the season winds down and postseason play approaches.
Won't be long. Melton's pitch just a bit outside. 2-2. Brody Melton delivers. Fouled back. Vincent stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, Vincent had a good cut at that high fastball. Tullahoma straight away in the outfield. Middle infield deep. Vincent has good speed.
Breaking ball. 3-2 the count now on Vincent with 1 down. The home crowd not impressed with the men in blue. Three-two pitch. There's a shot right back through the middle, base hit. So Vincent on with 1 out here in the top of the 6th against Melton. Gage Baker steps in. Baker has struck out and flied out tonight. So 0 for 2 for Gage Baker.
Pretty good at bat there for Vincent. Fouled a couple pitches off, laid off an outside curveball on that 2-2 pitch, and then hits it hard back through the middle.
He's at first with 1 out. See if the Wildcats can turn 2.
Rebels offense has been anemic tonight. That's only their 2nd hit of the game. Both singles.
And that was solid.
Yes, it was.
There goes the runner. Then he comes back. Outfield really giving those lines. Just don't get much respect down the lines in high school.
Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen the Tullahoma defense. That's kind of how they play it. They'll give you the lines, but they're gonna kind of cluster those outfielders up. You're not going to gap shot them unless you hit it deep.
1-0 the count on Baker. Throw to first, not in time.
Squeeze in the outfield. Tullahoma with a comfortable 6-run lead here.
Melton delivers. High pop down the first base line. Right fielder giving chase, out of play. Hits in the dugout or in the bullpen of the Rebels. Beautiful baseball facility, Grider Stadium. Inside the Benz Jordan press box.
Benz Jordan press box.
Got to be a legend to get something named after.
That's right.
Melton throws to first. Vincent back in time. 1-1 to count, 1 out.
No threat of a base steal here, down by 6.
There's a high fly out of play. Back behind this way to the parking lot. One ball, 2 strikes to Gage Baker. The runner at first, 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Tullahoma leading Franklin County 7-1. Wildcats trying to break a skid. No better opponent to do it against than the Rebels.
Amen, brother. I concur 120% on that.
That pitch has been a strike over and over tonight. Called ball 2.
We said it's about 50-50. Flip a coin. One pitch, it's a strike. One pitch, it's a ball.
Throw to first. Back in time is Vincent. Cats are trying to keep him close.
Well, he's attracting a lot of attention over there for sure, but Brody needs to focus on his batter.
Off-speed
6-run lead.
curveball gets away from Emery, and runner goes to second. Does Vincent. So he'll advance on the wild pitch.
I'm going to score that one a pass ball, Scott, and I'm going to tell you why.
He broke the rule that you told me last week.
It hit the catcher right in the mitt, and it wasn't in the dirt. It wasn't a wild pitch. It was a little high, but the catcher should have handled that one. So I'm going to call that one a pass ball on the catcher.
I'm sure Colton will appreciate that.
Got to give it to somebody.
3-2 count on Baker with Vincent at second. Ball 4. Baker advances. So the Rebels have a little something going against Brody Melton here in the top of the 6th. Runners at first and second, and the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up, beginning with Gaddis Henley. Henley tonight is flied out and singled, 1 for 2.
Well, it's been a while since the Rebels had a runner in scoring position, even on second base, way back in the 3rd inning. We're in the 6th inning now. Rebels trail by 6.
1 out. Runners at first and second. Henley all over that plate. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Throw down to second, not in time.
Well, Vincent playing with us on the bases now. He's gambling out there a little bit. He was halfway between second and third and had to get back to the bag at second.
Well, definitely trying to get something going for the Rebels, trying to, like you said, distract Brody.
Mm-hmm. I think he's done a good job of doing that here. Last couple batters.
Big lead this late in the game. You gotta do that. You got to do what you can. And swung on and missed. 0-2 the count on Gaddis Henley.
Yeah, that's a nice breaking ball by Melton on that one. We've seen a lot of fastballs out of him, but he off-speed pitch there was effective. May see it again to the number 3 hitter in the Rebel lineup, Gaddis Henley.
Henley waits for the 0-2 pitch from Melton. Melton instead fakes the throw to second. Vincent back. Baker at first. Melton set for the 0-2 pitch to Henley. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Big strikeout for Brody Melton with 2 on there. And now with 2 down, the cleanup hitter McKeon Witzel will step in. No balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second for Witzel. As a cleanup man, top of the 6th, down 7-1, you put some pressure on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In that cleanup spot, your team needs a hit if you're Witzel.
I'll tell them outfield still not a whole lot of respect out there. Medium depth.
Ball's outside, 1-0 the count.
They have confidence that their outfielders can get back on a deeper fly ball and get it. So Melton has 3 strikeouts here in his 2nd inning of work.
Ball doesn't seem to be carrying tonight. No. Haven't been a lot of high shots up in the air.
That's right.
Swung on and missed. 1-1 the count on Witzel. Boy, he had a big cut. trying to cut this lead in half, but missed it.
Witzel's a big young man. Good size.
Swung on and missed, strike 2. Meltons throws it by him.
Power on power here. Melton's fastball against the Rebel cleanup hitter. 1-2, 2 outs.
Runners at first and second. 2 down.
One pitch away from getting his 3rd K of the inning.
Outside. Vincent again trying to force the Wildcat. Really what you're trying to do is force the opposition into a mistake. So far, Tullahoma hadn't made one here in the 6th. There's 2-2 count with 2 down. You're down 7-1 late. You got to try to make something happen. That's what Vincent's doing at second. Melton delivers. Beautiful pitch. Must have been high. 3-2 count.
Full count. 2 outs.
Runners will be going as Melton delivers. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Franklin County threatens, but strands 2. Melton gets the big strikeout. Bottom of the 6th, we move to it. Tullahoma leading 7-1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Tullahoma Utilities Authority now has a branch at 501 West Lincoln Street. The drive-through only branch located in the old Citizens Tri-County Bank will be open on utility and light tube bill due dates and the day before and after a TUA observed holiday. Check a complete list of dates at tullahomautilities.com.
All right, Tullahoma moves to the top of the order here for the bottom of the 6th inning. Wildcats lead Franklin County 7-1. DJ Dillahay leads off for Tullahoma. Dillahay fouls it away, strike 1.
The Wildcats have out-hit the Rebels 8-2 tonight and outscored them 7-1.
Good ratio.
That's the way we like it.
See, Dillahay hits it high in the air, but right at the center fielder. Takes about 3 steps to his left, makes the catch, 1 out. Joe Duncan
Now up to the plate.
now will step in for the Wildcats. Duncan had a big, help me out, Ken. Duncan had a big, scored a couple runs, had a nice night.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 with a walk. He's been on base all 3 at bats. He has 3 RBIs, so he's been the big stick in the batting order for Tullahoma from that number 2 spot tonight.
So we talked about the shakeup in the batting order, and obviously if Brian Morris felt like Duncan was his perfect number 2 hitter, he would have been in the 2 hole the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes your move pays off, and it's paid off with Joe tonight.
Sure has.
I like DJ and Joe at the top of the order for tonight.
Well, and you know, a key batter in this lineup. You know, key batter in your batting order is always the number 9 hitter too. And Jaden Nicholson tonight, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. So that's been a byproduct of 2 Duncan hits. He's scored both times on that. But you get that number 9 hitter on to start an inning, it sure helps.
2-0 the count on Duncan. Ball 3.
Well, he's 1 pitch away from being on bases 4 straight times tonight, is young Joe Duncan.
I expect we'll
There
see
it
Duncan in the number 2 spot come Saturday at Riverdale would be my guess. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Duncan draws the walk.
Now to the plate for your hometown, Tullahoma
And
Wildcats.
Jaron Morris steps in. Morris started the game on the
Number
mound
27.
for the Cats, now playing third
Jaron.
base.
Well, Morris has also been effective from that 3-hole. He had a sac fly in the first inning to advance a runner. Eventually did not score, but he's had scored 2 runs and had 2 singles his last 2 at bats. Singled and scored his last 2 at-bats. So he's 2 for 2.
There's a grounder to short. Could be 2. Flip to second one. On to first. In time. So Franklin County turns the double play, and Tullahoma is finished in the 6th inning. Got to hold them Cats. 3 more outs. Tullahoma leads Franklin County 7-1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Never miss your favorite shows again. For an additional $7 a month along with your digital television service, Lighttube Cloud DVR lets you record up to 8 programs at the same time, receive 500 gigabytes of cloud storage, and whole home DVR. Call TUA Customer Service to add Lighttube Cloud DVR to your digital television service today at 455-4515.
All right, we move to the top of the 7th. The Wildcats lead the Rebels 7-1. Brody Melton try to close this game out. Franklin County will have Eric Jones, Wyatt Lowe, and Peyton Miller batting against Brody Melton. Tullahoma 3 outs away from a big streak-breaking win, and a nice win over Franklin County. As first pitch to Jones is inside ball 1.
Jones has struck out in both plate appearances tonight. There's that outside strike.
Yes.
Pounding the outside corner is Milton. Pound it all night long if he keeps calling it, right?
Yes. 1-1 pitch from Brody Melton. Right down Atlantic Street, strike 2.
No doubt about that one.
That's still the largest, widest street in the world, Atlantic Street. 1-2 the count on Jones.
Still have a peanut gallery clustered up beyond the right field fence. Still sticking around, watching the conclusion of this one.
No fire tonight.
No fire.
2-2 count on Jones leading off here in the bottom of the 7th, or top of the 7th. We appreciate you tuning in tonight to the Light Tube Sports Network. Of course, this game will be replayed multiple times as Jones hits a high drive left field. Back goes Tullahoma's outfielders and makes the catch. The left fielder makes a heck of a catch. Tullahoma. That ball carried quite a bit.
The warning track out there in left center. You know, and I just made the comment last
Eggleston
inning
out there for the Wildcats.
You know, about, Tullahoma's outfielders, could go chase the ball deep, and
Eggleston
they
did that time.
Yeah, great jump on that ball. That ball was carried. That one carried.
It did carry, but not far enough. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And Wyatt Lowe steps in for the Rebels. Lowe is 0 for 2 on the night. Melton's pitch, strike 1. It's no time for Franklin County to be watching strikes go past.
A long out by Eric Jones to lead this inning off. That ball carried deepest shot all night by either team to the warning track out there in left center. That ball hit well. Just a long out, though. It made a lot of noise.
It's tough out there.
Mm-hmm. That was a great play by the left fielder, really, as you said.
Eggleston
he was on the move and looked up in this night air, and that was it's hard to catch a ball on the move hit like that.
And if Tullahoma was playing more to the line, Eggleston wouldn't have gotten there. Now Duncan might have, but Eggleston would not have. There's a good pitch in there, strike 2 by Melton on Lowe.
I said that Eggleston played for the Dodgers. Now that I think back, I believe he was an Oriole. He was on my side of town in the American League.
There's a grounder back through the middle. Dillahay. Throw to first, in time, 2 down.
Man.
Good play by Woody Dillahay, DJ Dillahay.
Yeah.
There at shortstop. Really nice play. Went to his left. And 2 down now.
Tullahoma playing some defense behind Melton here in the 7th. 2 flashy plays, really nice plays.
Yeah. Peyton Miller steps in. The last chance, the last hope for the Rebels. Tullahoma leads 7-1 here.
Good range demonstrated by Dillahay up the middle on that one. Nice throw, just gets him.
We are at the 2-hour mark for this baseball game. Pitch a little high and outside, 1-0 the count.
Miller has been hit by a pitch and scored the lone run for the Rebels, and he grounded out third to first his last time up. So 0 for 1.
Swing and a miss, 1-1 the count. Franklin County getting some rips at it here in this 7th inning, but other than Jones' shot, so far, no connection. 1-1 is the count. Fouled back, 1-2.
Well, the story of the night, it's definitely been the Tullahoma pitch, and, Morris and Melton have combined for a 2-hitter here through 6 2/3, and the 2 big offensive innings, 3 in the 3rd and 4 in the 4th, really tells the tale of this game tonight.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Peyton Miller. That was close. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Wildcats will play Saturday at Riverdale, 1 o'clock first pitch. Next week, the District 8 AAA Series against Lawrence County. They'll be in Lawrenceburg Monday night. We'll be here Tuesday night. Called strike 3. Brody Melton sits down Peyton Miller, and Brody Melton ends the game for the Wildcats. You can wrap this one in Cardinal and Black. Tullahoma beats Franklin County 7-1. Ken, as you said, the arms were alive and the bats came alive.
Well, they were, and both pitchers allow only 1 hit. Melton and Morris combine for the 7-1 victory tonight for the Tullahoma Wildcats.
So that's going to do it for us from Grider Stadium. A big win for Tullahoma, 7-1 over Franklin County. For Chris Barstad and Ken Keller, I'm Scott Chasteen. You've been watching the Light Tube Sports Network. Be good to each other.
Braces and Invisalign.